As my computer crashed, today's January 30th, let's do this. I'm going to read you a story. A recipe for success. It says here you're a vegetarian? I nodded, took a sip of my venti iced vanilla latte, and pondered the significance of my diet to a college recruiter. He was quick to spot my confusion, leaned forward and said, meal plans. His face was grotesque with prominent pores, the sweat from his brow pooled on the table. Frightened, I scanned the coffee shop for a place to rest my eyes. In doing so, I spotted a young couple, staring intently in my direction. They looked hungry. Unnerved, I broke the silence with a long, breathy, "So." A crude teenage habit, but effective nonetheless. The interviewer snatched up his clipboard. Seriously, who still uses a clipboard? And wiped his brow. Next question. Tell me about your extracurricular activities. That's not a question. Questions include an asking word and end with a question mark. Aren't you smart? That's a question, I said with a nod. I told him all about band and Latin and academic decathlon and debate. I was a bit of an overachiever. No sports? No. I paused. I could feel all four of the couple's eyes on my back. They were still watching me, rubbing their palms together, which made me uneasy. Looney Tunes had taught me that such a gesture was always indicative of scheming. I turned my attention back to the interviewer, who was busy ogling his cup of coffee as if it were a crystal ball, still sweating. I mused about what he was worrying about for a bit. I did not ask. It wasn't hot, but I followed his lead by breaking into a cold sweat. That's a problematic sentence. In spite of my best efforts to maintain my composure, and quickly rattled off a laundry list of my accolades and awards. The couple nodded in unison to the frantic rhythm of my accomplishments. They were sizing me up. That's about it, I said, through gritted teeth. He stood up, taking my hand in his, which was moist and unpleasant. We shook for longer than I would have liked. He closed with, "Your resume is a literal recipe for success." Figurative, I quipped. Before I was able to stand, the weird-ass couple said, "Thank you very much, Zolt. We'll talk to..." Before I was able to stand, the weird-ass couple said, "Thank you very much, Zolt. We'll take him." I looked at Mr. Zolt, dumbfounded. His face was cracked by an ugly smile, and his eyes were unreadable. So I checked for cameras. There were none. The couple advanced, arms outstretched in a way unique to bad horror movies, intent, I was sure, on harming me. I tried to bolt for the door, but I found that I had been bound to the table by a strange metallic cable. That rhymed. Awesome. I was trapped and pissed about it. What the hell is this? Suddenly the coffee shop and all of its garish pretense melted away. There was not a single hipster pretending to write a novel to be found. I found myself chained to a column in the middle of what looked a hell of a lot like a fishbowl. Stranger still were the little green men, cliché I know, huddled around my enclosure. A particularly round spaceship pressed his face to the glass and said, This dear child is a feast, and you are literally the main course." It's time to talk about ties, friends. Woo! Alright, check it. Here's Katie's channel. You should go watch her videos and subscribe. Jessica's channel. Do the same. John's channel. Yeah. And Joe's. Joe's new, so show her lots of love. Sorry about the kind of lame video.